Hello, welcome back. This is, I guess, the third episode where I'm talking about my CD collection, going through alphabetically. I've been listening to them in the car, going through and reviewing CDs that I own in my collection that have been greatly neglected, just sitting on the shelf. So I wanted to listen to them and talk a little bit about why I own them and what I feel about these albums. Um, the next one, I think I introduced it in the last video as Tori Amos Little Earthquakes. I don't actually have that one. The one I'm going to talk about today is Tori Amos Under the Pink. Now, this came out in January of 1994, and I remember the video for Cornflake Girl, and I remember, I think there was a video for the song God. Um, I will be honest, I didn't buy her album when it came out. I liked her music. I thought her talent is absolutely undeniable. But at the time, I was learning how to play guitar and learning how to write my own songs. And her music didn't make me feel like music was approachable. I loved it and I admired it, but it didn't make me feel inspired because I felt that I would never be able to play music as well as she does, you know? So I was leaning more towards simple rock music. I was listening to Nirvana and I was listening to Pearl Jam and I was listening to a lot of other groups like that. But I think what warmed me up to her music, besides its musical qualities, was her cover of "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I think it was on a B-side for "Crucify," which was a single that I think came off of Little Earthquakes, the previous album. Anyway, I picked this one up. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. I picked up a lot of my CDs at Value Village because I was working there. And at the end of the day, I was tired and I wanted to treat myself to something. So I would always go through the CDs and I'd go through the cassettes and I'd go through the movies and the books. And sometimes I'd dig through the records. Um, and I'd usually find like a $1 treasure to bring home and listen to in the car. Anyway, this is a beautiful album. She has a real grace and elegance, a beautiful voice, and just listening to her play piano, she could sing about anything, and it would instantly soothe my soul. So I bought this actually. What got me into Tori Amos was when I was working at the record store. I was working at Legend Records in Ottawa. Um, I had access to thousands of records. And so I would start to listen to artists that I'd been meaning to get to. And I started listening to Kate Bush. And I became a huge fan of Kate Bush after that. I was watching documentaries about her, I was reading a biography on her, I was listening to all the albums and buying them. And when it came time to listen to Tori Amos, when her music came onto my scope again, I realized there were a lot of similarities between their music. Not that the artists are exactly the same or anything like that, but their voices are similar and they deal with their music, they deal with their subject matter with a great deal of intelligence and depth and feeling. And I think it's not, if you were to make a mixtape and you were to have Kate Bush and right after that you were to put Tori Amos, it would not be a jarring transition to go from one to the other. So, some of my favorite songs on this album, Pretty Good Year is an awesome starter. It's a quiet intro, and then God, the next song, it's hard. It's a intense song compared to the lighter intro, but her lyrics are very intense. She deals with religion and sexuality and some of the her own tormented psyche. She's very open and honest in her music and very brave. And so I will be exploring more of her music. Um, so that is the third album. or the third album that I'm going to talk about. This is her second album. So this is Under the Pink. So tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I will be back talking about my collection. I think the next one is Arcade Fire. So I will see you then.